if I seem scatterbrained this morning. I am not a public speaker. I'm not even a private speaker. But I've entitled this lesson, if you want to call it a lesson, The Path of Least Resistance, or Taking the Easy Road. We, as both Christians and humans, really prefer to err on the side of caution. So many times we don't take action, we let things slide, we take the path of least resistance. We don't want to offend anyone, we don't want to look bad, we don't want to be vulnerable, we don't want to lose friendships or cause trouble. We see someone in need, or we see some injustice or immorality, but we let it go, we don't make it an issue. Maybe we're not the right ones for the job, or maybe we don't want to be in a vulnerable situation, or maybe, perhaps we do intend to do something about it. But not yet. Maybe later this afternoon, maybe tomorrow. And eventually it just gets away from us. Matthew 25:41-45, Jesus said that, "Then shall he say unto them on the left hand, Depart from me, ye cursed, into everlasting fire, prepared for the devil and his angels. For I was hungry, and ye took me not in, naked, and ye clothed me not, sick and in prison, and ye visited me not. Then they shall also answer him, saying, Lord, when saw we thee hungered, or athirst, or a stranger, or naked, or sick, or in prison, and did not minister unto thee? And he shall answer them, saying, Verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye did it not to the one of the least of these, ye did it not unto me." We can sin through inaction as surely as we can sin through action. So often, we don't want to defend someone unpopular, or annoying, or who has treated us poorly. Of course, the answer in church, we all know it. We're supposed to step up, be good to those who have wronged us, and like the song says, be a friend. There's a big difference between being friendly and being a friend. What about the people we don't like? How do we treat them? Do we visit them? Do we care for them when they are sick? Matthew 5:44, "But I say unto you, love your enemies, bless them that curse you, do good to them that hate you, pray for them which despitefully use you and persecute you." And in verse 46, "For if you love them which love you, what reward do you have? Do not even the publicans so?" And it's not just about treating our enemies, but just people we don't really have any opinion on. We just don't really like to be around them. Those are the people that we should be reaching out to the most. Being a friend is not about being friendly. It's about love. Not romance or affection, but self-sacrificing love, like what Jesus said in John 15:13. "Greater love hath no man than this, than a man lay down his life for his friends." And he goes on to say, "These things I command you, that you love one another." And he wasn't just talking, love one another in the church. He was talking about all of us. About 8 years ago, maybe more, I don't really remember very well when it was, when I was in Boy Scouts, a kid joined our troop. He was annoying, troubled, and a bit slow. He immediately rubbed everyone the wrong way. No one liked him, and everybody was uncomfortable around him. I volunteered to mentor him, to teach him the motto, the Scout law, and to get him where he needed to earn his first rank. It wasn't easy, but he learned what he needed to get the first rank. But that wasn't the end of it. Each camp out with him was very trying. We could barely control our tempers, patience worn very thin, and finally the inevitable happened. He got into a massive argument with the scoutmaster. It was a screaming match. It really was. It was extremely embarrassing and uncomfortable. After that, he left the troop. Honestly, I was relieved. I didn't know how to deal with him, and the whole situation was stressful. So, he left the troop. He was still in town. I thought about calling him on occasion, checking on him, being friendly, but I never got around to it. I took the path of least resistance, the easy way. I wish I could say the story has a happy ending. That I met with him again, and now we're buddies, or that he got involved in a church. I wish I could say that. A few months after that day, he hanged himself. If I had been a friend to him, if I had called him maybe once, maybe he'd still be alive today. Maybe he'd be in the church. Maybe he'd be in this very room. But I didn't, and he's not. I can still remember his voice. I can still remember his face. But I've already forgotten his name. And that changed me. I took the path of least resistance, and that very well could have been the cause of his death. There was a quote that all that is necessary for evil to triumph is for good men to do nothing. It seems so small to us in our individual lives, not doing something, not stepping out, saying hi to someone, seeing someone alone, we don't go over, put an arm around their shoulder, ask them how they've been. What's it matter, one person? Well, we know as Christians that each person is far more valuable than any sparrows. But on a large scale, does it really matter if we don't do anything? 7 decades ago, the path of least resistance was also followed by victims and bystanders alike. That path led to Auschwitz and Dachau and the death of 12 million men, women, and children. But in our spiritual journey, the path of least resistance will lead to a much worse place. Please do not take the easy road.